Now this week we'll be exploring the book of Genesis, chapter 10 and 11. It's a continuation of humanity's story following Noah's monumental journey. Now this part of the Bible offers up themes of beginnings, diversity, and God's enduring plans for mankind. So grab a seat and let's break it down. So I'm calling this one, What's the Deal with the Tower of Babel? But let's start with some background. Now, the book of Genesis is split into two main sectors, chapter 1 through 11, depict how God transformed chaos and darkness into a vibrant world filled with life. Unfortunately, humanity in its free will chose to rebel against God, leading to that grim scenario involving the flood. Now, God decided to hit the refresh button, using Noah and his family as the cornerstones for humanity's new start. Now, that was last week. But today we're focusing on chapters that follow, 10 and 11. They highlight humanity's uncanny knack for straying from God's path once more and introducing us to what will be God's next rescue plan in chapter 12. Now, chapter 10 kicks off with a display of the family legacy, showcasing God's commanded Noah's sons to spread across the earth and fill it with their offspring. From just one family, we see the birth of diverse nations, each cultivating its own distinct language and culture. It's captivating to see how a single family tree spreads its roots into a global narrative. Chapter 10 is often called the Table of Nations, as it lists the descendants of Noah and how the various peoples and regions around the world originated from them. I'm now reading from Genesis 10:5. From these, the maritime peoples spread out into their territories, by their clans and within their nations, each with its own language. These Japhethites reflecting geographical and cultural growth that God designed for mankind, with clans developing their own unique identities. Next up is Ham's bloodline, which includes Nimrod. Now in Genesis 10:8-9, Cush was the father of Nimrod, who became a mighty warrior on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. He established cities, including the very famous Bable. Through Ham's descendants, we witness the formation of early civilizations. It's like a glimpse into our ancestors starting to build cities and societies and reflecting their growing rejection of God. Then the narrative then shifts into the descendants of Shem, the Shemites. Now this part is crucial as it highlights the lineage leading to the Semitic peoples, including the Israelites. Here we see the beginning of God's plan to again rescue humanity through his promises to Abraham, which will be in chapter 12. It's an essential connection to show how the past ties to the future. Imagine a time when everyone on earth communicated with the same language. It was a lively and colorful world where people from different backgrounds could easily understand one another. Now, as they traveled east, they came upon a large flat land known as Shinar. And right there, they thought it would be a perfect place to settle. Now, these early inhabitants were not just content with everyday life. They had grand ambitions and looked around at the surroundings, declaring, let's make something extraordinary. They developed innovative building materials, envisioned constructing a magnificent city, complete with an enormous structure that would tower high into the heavens. This wasn't just any building, it was meant to symbolize their greatness. They excluded God completely, ignoring his command to fill the earth. They felt that they could challenge God's power if they made a name for themselves, and they wouldn't have to spread far and wide across the earth. Then God destroyed communication between clans by confusing their languages at the Tower of Babel. God recognized that the people were attempting to use their unity and shared language to defy God by staying together and building a tower to reach the heavens. All this without even consulting God. Now that marks a significant start of a whole new rebellion against his authority and his plans for humanity. By scattering them with different languages, God prevented them from achieving their goal and forced them to disperse and populate the earth according to his design. Now this ancient story, it carries a significant message. The city they set out to build was ultimately named Babel, and it was later changed to Babylon, meaning confusion. It serves as a testament to the importance of language, highlighting how unity can lead to incredible achievements, but how the loss of that unity can lead to fragmentation and separation. But just how does that impact our lives today? You know, in our workplaces, communities, and even international relations. Well, communication is still the cornerstone of cooperation. But look at, regardless of our individual stories, if God's plans are not included, those stories will not end well. God is about love for us, but He's not a pushover. He's strong and powerful. We need to honor and praise and love Him, but we also need a healthy dose of fear. Well, that's it for today. Now, next week we'll be getting into chapter 12, and I'm calling that one, What's the Deal with Abraham pretending his beautiful wife is his sister? You don't want to miss it. See you next week.